Hello everyone. I'm going to try and teach you how to make these type of flat tokens that you see here. There's a lot of steps involved, so I wrote them down here and I'll put them on the description of the video. The first thing you need to know and do is that you're going to use Blender. That's a 3D software. Inkscape, who's going to help us make vector files, and either Photoshop or whatever image editor that you prefer. So first things first, you're going to need a picture of something that you want to make into a token. I have this one right here. It's a dwarf cleric from Arknight. So first thing I'm going to do is open it in Photoshop. So I'm just going to go to Photoshop. Actually, I have it right here. So first thing we need is to trim all the excess space. In Photoshop, you can do it by just going to this tool here. It's called crop tool, and just moving the edges like so. Then hit enter. Another way is I usually just Control and then click here on the right to select all the image, and then Control N to create I forgot to Control copy, and then Control N to create a new file based on the selected image. Either way, once you have basically trimmed all the excess, first I'm gonna save this as a texture. I'm just gonna first create a new layer, and now I'm gonna add a black background to it, and I'm gonna save this as PNG is fine, JPEG is fine, and my desktop, and I'm gonna call this texture. And now that I have this, I also need to make Control J to create a copy. I need to make kind of like a blacked outline of this. So I select this here, which lets me paint only within what's already there. And then I just, using a black color, just color everything inside it. There's a couple of ways. If you don't know how to do that, you can just Control click to again select everything, and then add a new layer, and then paint everything inside, right? Doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as you have like a black version of your original mini, and then what you want to do is again select everything, Control copy, and then you're gonna open Inkscape. So Inkscape works with vectors, so it's got a real handy tool here. First, we're gonna paste it. You'll notice it's got the black and white because it's a pixel image based. And once you select it, you're gonna go over here to Path and then Trace Bitmap. It's gonna open up this on the right, and then I'm just gonna hit Apply. And basically what it does is creates a vector-based image based on the black part of your original image. So we don't need this anymore, so we can just delete this. And you notice that this one is actually looks cleaner because it's made it's vector-based, right? So now that you have this, just gonna select it, and then I'm gonna do Control Shift R, which resets the bounding of the canvas to be around this image, and it just centers it again, just so that we can now save it. Save as, go to desktop. I'm just gonna call this outline. And that's it. That's all you need to do with the original image. Okay, so we have our outline and we have our texture file. And the important thing here is basically that they're both the same size in terms of the bounding box. Let's see here. It doesn't show. It's okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up Blender. Sure, general. We don't really care. We don't really care about any of this. Gonna delete it. First, we're gonna make a little base. So we're gonna select the cube here. I'm gonna hold it, cylinder, and then I'm gonna press Shift. And I'm gonna drag this a bit. Oh, Shift. There we go. Now I'm gonna let go of the mouse, and now I'm gonna go up or down. I'm just gonna go down a little bit. There we go. So now we have a little base. I'm just gonna center that. I'm gonna select the move tool, and up here I'm just gonna move this a little bit. Move it again, and that's probably fine. That's going to be our base. Now we're going to import the vector file. So we're going to go to File, Import SVG. I'm going to find Desktop. I'm going to find the Outline SVG, Import. And then it looks like it didn't do anything, but it's just really small. And it's sideways. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to select the base, and I'm going to press S, and I'm going to make it smaller. Or I guess we can also make the vector bigger. But now they're kind of like misaligned, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this image, and then there's a little arrow here. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to go to rotation. I'm going to go 90. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we just need to align them. Okay, and select the base, move it up. Actually, I'm going to move it here. From the side, looks good. And now I'm going to actually move this a little bit to the left. And then I'm going to press S, make it bigger. And that kind of looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give it a little bit of thickness. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to right click it, adjust extrusion. Here is the first option. And then you're going to move left or right without doing anything else. Really doesn't matter much. I'm just gonna do whatever. I'm gonna left click once to get out of that. And it's obviously too thick, but we can fix it. Now we can just select it, and then over here in that same transform option, we're just gonna go down here, and we're gonna mess with the numbers. Actually, this is too big. 0.01. That's about right. That seems good enough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select this, and we're going to right click and convert to mesh, which is going to let us apply the texture to it. So we're going to go to the bottom right where it says material properties, and select it, material. We're going to click here, use nodes, and then base color, we're going to change it to image. Now we're going to open up and find our image texture. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing for the base. Create new material, base color, image, open up, find a texture. We're going to be using the same texture for both. And now it looks like it hasn't really done anything. And it's because we need to change the the viewport over here. We're gonna select this one, and it actually looks like it's all messed up, but that's fine. We know that the image at least is being applied, so now we need to position it. So what we're gonna do is first we're gonna select the Y here so we can look straight from one side. We're going to select the miniature. We're going to go to the top, select UV editing, and you can see this is the image you're using for a texture. Oh, I need to do it again. View it from the front. And now we need to select all of these. So instead of doing this, we're just going to press A on the keyboard to select everything. And then we're going to go to the top, make sure that you're in edit mode and not in object mode. If you're in object mode, just go here to the top, edit, press A to select everything, and then go to UV, project from view, bounds. So this is why it's important that both the SVG and the texture are the same size, which means that there's no additional spaces around the texture. So that when you do this, it actually creates the perfect size for this to go projected onto your texture. So we can now check actually how it looks. So we're going to open this up, go back to the top here, and it looks pretty good. Let's go to object. And that's your mini right there. Now we just need to fix the base. So usually I do something very similar. I just view it from the top, select the base, go to edit, A to make sure I'm selecting everything, UV, project from view. It's gonna make this circular. And then from here, I'm actually just gonna make it smaller. I'm gonna select transform, make it real small, and just gonna put it on a black area around it. It's just gonna be black base basically. And that's pretty much it. You go back to object, select both of them, file, export, wavefront, OBJ. Here we're gonna name it test mini, export OBJ. Now let's just make sure that it works. We're gonna go to RollTable, tokens, create a 3D, upload, test mini. We're gonna use the texture, rotate this. There we go. There we go. It looks pretty good. Just gonna make it the right size. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Gonna need a lot of fine tuning. 0, 0, 1. No, it's 0, 1, 0, 2. Yeah, that's about right. 0, 0, 5. Sure, that's about right. Let's try 7. That seems good enough. Just gonna make this smaller, just so it'll be within the radius. Upload, save. We have test minis right here. And there you go. All right, that's it. Good luck, everyone. Bye.